3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the PowerCast, live with you every Tuesday night just after 5 o'clock p.m. Thank you so much for joining us. A very special guest, Mark Pandolf from a very important, I'm going to let him give the whole introduction about what's going on. Before we start, let's make sure you guys know how to get in touch with us every week. Go to YouTube, type in Team Powerhouse Real Estate, hit subscribe. You can find us on many outlets, of course. I forgot the paper again.
I printed a sheet for him that had a list of all the social media sites that you can see us or hear us on, and he leaves it in the other room.
My mistake.
He told you, man. He told you.
He did tell me. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We have Twitter. We have LinkedIn. We have Apple Podcast. We have Google Podcasts, Spotify. We are in every major network possible. If there's somewhere you want us to be, please let us know, and we'll get there for you. So we have a very special guest. His name is Mark Pandolf. He is involved in a very special organization. Please, Mark, first of all, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell the world what this is all about and what the organization is.
Sure. So the name of the organization is the John T. Reeves Memorial Scholarship Fund. So a friend of mine from way back in the day, my friend JR, unfortunately passed away in the fall of 2021. He leaves behind a wife and 2 young sons. So, basically that's how this scholarship fund started. We wanted to give back to our alma mater, Farmington High School, and their graduating seniors, as well as his 2 sons, Carter and Colton. So we wanted to give back. That's basically, in a quick nutshell.
An amazing guy made an amazing organization to make a fundraiser for families who know him, remember him, and to keep his memory alive. Let's get into you a little bit, Mark.
Sure.
Where are you from?
I am from Farmington, Connecticut, just north of here. Born and raised. Yeah.
You went to high school at Farmington High
I
School?
did, yes.
Is that your basketball jacket?
It is,
And
it is.
And it still fits. Keynote.
I was going to say.
I must be doing something right.
I actually was shocked because I did not realize you had been graduated in 2000.
Yeah?
I thought you were much younger in person when I saw you. I just was shocked by that. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Assumption College, small little college up in Worcester.
Worcester.
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Very nice.
Not even twice the size of Farmington High School, I think. At least now.
Worcester, not spelled the way it sounds.
Worcester.
Yeah, exactly.
And being, that my name's Mark, I was always called Mac.
Mac.
Wicked
Yeah.
Mac. Yeah.
Wicked smart.
Yeah.
What did you major in college?
I studied business management, and I also it's a Catholic school, so I got into philosophy in college. So I really enjoyed that. Kind of
That's a great.
can't really do much as far as a future in philosophy unless you're like a professor. But really dug it. Really got into it.
I bet you on a daily basis with the work, what do you do for work right now?
So I work at UConn, actually, at the medical school in Farmington.
Very cool.
It's actually like right in the neighborhood I grew up in.
UConn.
Yeah, I'll be at the game tomorrow.
Many
DePaul,
games.
we got to get that win.
So, in being a business as philosophy, I'm sure that comes a part of your life in everything you do because philosophy is a personal, it's emotional, it's
Yep.
philosophical, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually
How did you land on philosophical?
He's a deep guy, man.
going deep over here. You're married? As he drinks?
Well, I had a drink first, yeah.
Are you
I
married?
had many drinks before I got married in
You have
2016.
to drink after that question.
We need to
It helped me
wrap up.
find the answer,
You're married?
I am married. I've been married to my beautiful wife, Christina, since 2016. She's actually on our board of directors,
Wow.
our little team that helps put on this tournament. She probably actually worked more on this than myself. Like
So
she's
you start-
the brains behind the operation. So.
Mark's like, I want to start an organization. She's like, all right, here's what we're going to do.
Well, I kind of started doing it, and she was like, "This is how you're supposed to do it correctly."
Okay.
So,
Thank you,
in typical
Christine.
great wife fashion.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yep.
Tell us a little more about JR and how
Yeah.
you met him, because this is really kind of deep.
It is. It goes back a long time. So, I did not go to elementary school with JR. JR started going to Farmington schools, I believe, in like kindergarten or first grade. I think I met him as we were kind of starting to go to school together in middle school at Irving Robbins. So I think it was over at Null Wallace. I remember playing in like a little pickup touch football game with him. And JR's the type of person, if you meet him, like you're like instantly you're like, oh wow, like because he just kind of stands out in the crowd, like big smile, big guy, big big personality, and I just remember having a great time with him that day. It was a very long time ago, so I don't remember too many intricate details, but I remember that's just like one of the first vivid memories I have of hanging with him. And then a couple of years later, we both were trying out for the travel basketball team actually in town in Farmington. Both made the team, and kind of a sad thing is like he couldn't actually. It's a big commitment when you play. I mean, I don't know. You guys have little kids. You guys were mentioning. I don't know if they're playing.
Football.
You guys mentioned to me, but before we got on air. Yeah, it's a big commitment when you start traveling around and it's on your own. It's not through a school or a town. So unfortunately, his family just couldn't really make the commitment to kind of driving to all these different places in Greater Hartford where we had games. So that was kind of an unfortunate thing, and I kind of really realized at kind of a younger age that I was privileged to have two parents that were willing to drive me, and had the means to do all that.
Not just willing to, but it's like the time in your life to be able to get there. I mean, I know when people have one kid versus two versus three. I mean, my wife and I only had one boy until about 4.5 years ago, and we used to say, I don't know how other parents do it when they have multiple kids, because you're so spread so thin, especially with everybody. Today you have to be working. Most parents are working today.
And and some towns are like really big in travel. Like Cheshire has a lot of travel teams.
That's a good point.
So
It makes it very difficult as a kid and all of what's involved in it and the parents. So I definitely can feel for that.
Soccer was a big sport in Farmington, and
Still
I'm sure
is.
there's a lot of travel kids
No
in my
lacrosse?
class that I think we have a lacrosse now. I remember towards the end of my days in high school, we were starting to build a program. I believe it's a varsity sport now. I don't think it was when I was in high school, but it was getting close to that point.
I know soccer's big because my cousins are from Farmington, and my uncle was a coach there. One of his son, or my cousin Michael, was a soccer player there. He took it very seriously. I mean, it's like a religion.
Yeah, top program.
Yeah, very good stuff. So Farmington High School, we thank you and appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this special event because of Mark and his team making this special event a fundraiser in honor of JR. So let's get kind of more into it. Now we know that JR passed from like a heart, something to do with
Yeah.
it's a very sensitive issue, obviously.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed
At a young
kind
age.
of overnight in his sleep. 39 years old. We hadn't turned 40 quite yet. It's just it was a shocker when I found out, and very emotional time, and
So this happens, and what triggered the idea to start a fundraiser?
So, I think over the next couple of months after he passed in September, so I think by like November, I know we had a class reunion actually, shortly after, the pandemic actually, 2000, right?
Right.
It was a 20-year reunion, but we didn't have it till 2021, and
Wow.
I was kind of just talking to some of my classmates that night. I kind of made a point to make sure I got to that reunion and kind of talked about this idea I had. I was like, I really want to do something for JR's family, his wife and his two kids. Like, his income's gone now. They can't rely on that anymore.
Right.
I wanted to help out his boys, especially like paying for school. You guys are fathers,
Absolutely. And if you don't mind me asking, do you, the boys' names, can we share their names?
Yeah, Carter and Colton.
Excellent. And how old are they roughly?
I think they're 8 now. I think Carter just turned 8, and I believe Colton's 5.
Wow.
Sorry if I'm wrong about that.
So they have their whole lives ahead of them and so many things to
Yeah.
want and need for their families. And mom, who's probably a single parent working today,
Yes.
to be a single parent working, taking care of 2 kids, if you're out there, you know what that's all about. And this is why this is so important for you to be a part of and to really kind of listen in and be a part of this whole tournament that they're starting to raise money for. It's a beautiful golf tournament. This is their 2nd year in the making of it.
They got the first one kicked off in a relatively short period of time.
That was amazing. So tell us about how you get
Yeah.
the first one just happening so quickly. That's a good point, Eric.
Yeah, I'll kind of go back to where I left off. So I was talking to some classmates, and I had this idea just to start a tournament to raise money really for the kids more than anything. And then as I started talking to Katie, JR's wife, she had been talking to my very dear friend Dan Knobloch, and they had been kind of organizing in their heads as well to start a scholarship for a graduating senior at Farmington High School, or multiple. We didn't know how many at that time, but we wanted to award the scholarship to a student who was in the same program JR was in.
So
And
let's
he
talk-
graduated, and we can kind of shift that way, maybe.
Yeah, and that program is called Project Choice. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I heard just recently that they've renamed it. It's called Open Choice now.
Open Choice.
Like literally since I kind of talked to you initially about
So
this.
the project's called Open Choice.
Yeah.
What is Open Choice?
So this is a program that's actually been around for a very long time. One of my classmates' fathers actually was in this program. So
No
we're talking,
kidding.
my guess is he was probably in school in the 70s, I would say,
Wow.
and at Farmington. So this has been going on
Okay.
for many years, and I really commend Farmington as a town and as a educational
one of the top
board.
schools. One of the top schools in Connecticut, Farmington High School.
Yeah, it's very well
and
renowned.
academically and also in a sports background. I'm sorry, keep going. So you were saying.
Yeah, so basically we wanted to target one of these students that was coming out of this program, graduating, and kind of give them a bit of a head start.
Tell us about the program. When you say program, what does that mean?
So basically the program it's pretty simple. I don't exactly know how they applied to be in this program, but all I know is for my entire
like a
schooling.
lottery, maybe like a lottery of some
Yeah, or
sort.
it could have been an application of some sort. But anyway, we brought in, quite a number of students from Hartford to join Farmington schools,
Yeah.
and I mean, they were there the whole way, elementary school through high school, and and it was just a great experience having, a student population with a bit of diversity, and Farmington sometimes can be a bit homogeneous as far as the school population, but these guys coming in just made it that much more interesting to go to school, and they always brought a lot of laughter and
Laughter and excitement.
yeah, they were a lot of fun to go to school with. So
That's awesome.
it's a great program that I really appreciate that Farmington did that. I think it kind of opened my eyes to the wider scope of people
I think
who are out there.
A lot of the schools now are really doing that, especially in towns with good school system. It's a very important thing to have for towns. I know Cheshire has a program like that also, where they bring people, let's say, from the center city. I mean, you got to want to work in school and be a good student and be involved, and
Yeah.
it's a part of making the school a better place all the way around.
Yeah.
So let's go into the fact that we have this Project Choice,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to begin our second fundraiser here at
Yeah.
the school.
So I can tell you about last year what we
Yes.
did. So we it's hard to always, as we were starting, and you mentioned this before, like starting the scholarship fund. You don't really know what to project as far as how much you can give. We started kind of reaching out to close friends of JR's and kind of getting a head start on fundraising before the tournament.
Yeah.
And kind of what we banked on, from those donations, we decided this particular money we're going to give as a scholarship. So I believe it was a $1,500 scholarship. We gave out one of those last year, and then we gave some additional grants to graduating seniors that are in the Open Choice program.
That's pretty cool.
So we're going to do a similar thing this year. We're just going to increase the amount. We're going to hopefully
The better we do, the better we can give.
exactly. The more we can do, the better. And luckily we have a bit more of a bigger student population that's a part of this program as compared to last year. So I think the plan we've decided on now is we're going to give out two $2,500 scholarships
Wow.
this year. There's only 9 people in the program, so
That's huge.
if you're part of this program, if you're listening, you got a 2 out of 9 chance. Not
That's
That's good
unbelievable.
odds.
Wow.
bad. Yeah,
that's-
and everybody will get a grant from us that's
Wow.
in this program. We've decided to at least commit $250 to all 9 of these students.
That's
the
amazing.
plan. Yeah.
That's
So on
fantastic.
on the scholarship,
Yeah.
do they have to? So I'm familiar with some of the scholarship programs that are out there that they have to write like an essay or something. Is there something that they
Yeah,
have to,
there's
outside
like-
of just an application?
Yeah, there's an application and like a short essay, and Dan is unfortunately couldn't make it today, but he could probably tell you guys if he was here a bit more about the application process and everything. But basically, what we're just trying to find is someone who really exemplifies a lot of JR's qualities. More than like a merit scholarship. We're not
Yeah.
really kind of doing that for this reason.
Right.
It's really just someone who exemplifies JR's spirit.
Positive person, good person around, loved by everybody, probably involved in the education and sports programs
Yeah.
at school.
And JR was just one of these, people that just lit up a room, and I have never met anybody who said really a negative thing,
That's
whether
fair.
it's to his face, behind his back. Like he just wasn't that type of guy. Everybody just adored him.
Was faith important? Is it faith? You mentioned faith. It's a big thing in people's lives,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
a part of that, And
I can only speak on my experiences. I've
I
kind
just
of
sorry about the history.
no, it's all good. I mean, I'm not a religious person. I
Right.
grew up a bit religious, but kind of more just spiritual. So.
I think spiritual.
And I
is
try to
stronger
connect with him
sometimes.
every so often.
Yeah.
When you lose somebody, it doesn't matter if it's family, friend.
Yeah.
I try to reach out, and I've actually had some connections that It's hard. Those are always hard to explain, but I definitely feel like I've connected. So I do believe.
I
yeah.
definitely, no matter what religion you're a part of, I think spiritually is where you really kind of gravitate in your heart to, because it's your heart and your mind come together when it comes to spiritual, about what anything it is, any religion, thought, feeling, and it kind of takes over your mind and body, and it motivates you to do things in the most positive way.
Yeah, it can be a powerful force to move you along.
You're off topic.
I'm off topic completely. I'm sorry. I get sidetracked. All right.
We're talking about a golf tournament here.
Golf
Let's go.
tournament, big golf tournament.
yeah.
All right,
Golf event, yes.
So there's two parts. There's the family part of it. I apologize, and there's
No worries.
the school. So
Yeah.
we need to raise money for this family.
Yeah.
This family needs help.
Yeah.
And for the scholarships, yes.
And for the scholarships.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
It's a kind of two pieces that kind of came together.
Tell us about what PLUR is. Plur.
Plur, yeah.
JR's phrase to live by.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I didn't know about Plur too much when I knew JR. After he passed, I kind of learned more about it. It's not like something he went around talking about all the time, but it was kind of a mantra or like a phrase. So Plur is an acronym. It stands for peace, love, unity, and respect. And those are sort of like, that was kind of like his core. I don't know if you.
Peace, love, unity, respect. I love that.
Yeah, and
Peace, love, unity, and respect.
yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if I was mentioning you guys off air that I spent some time in Costa Rica. They kind of have this phrase called pura vida, which means pure life.
Pure life,
Yeah, and that's kind of their mantra, right? And it's not just about like living a pure life. It's about family. It's about respect. It's about like these type of things. I went to Fiji once. They say bula. This is just kind of his philosophy, and these were his values. So.
I love it.
So we make it a part of our. It's like right on our homepage. If you visit our golf tournament's
That's
website,
pretty
it's
powerful
right there.
stuff. Peace,
Yeah.
love, unity, respect. I like that a lot. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start using myself actually.
Yeah, it's a
Start
good
reading that.
little. It's
Maybe we'll start
It
reading
sounds
that on
great
the
too.
podcast,
Rolls off your tongue.
Peace, love, unity, respect.
So earlier you had talked about a memory that you had of JR back from high school.
Yeah. One of my memories from playing high school ball was, and actually this story has been told quite a bit since he's passed because so many of us experienced it. If you played hoops for Farmington High, you know this story with me or in my class or a little younger. One of our games, one of our rival teams, we were playing Avon. We were playing them at Farmington High's gym, and JR was actually our cameraman. He filmed all our games, and coach wanted to look back and take a look at how we were doing. So this, I believe it was a tie game, or we might have been down a point. And one of my teammates, Brandon Hall, was also an open choice student as well. So he had the ball, seconds to go, and he hit like a game winning off the dribble jump shot to win it. We stormed the court, and JR sitting up in high up in the stands filming the game, and the camera's facing the complete opposite direction of where the play was happening, literally the other side of half court.
That's actually really funny.
And luckily JR was the type that he could take the heat if you made fun of him or something, but you had to be prepared to do the same with him,
Right.
him vice versa. But it was all in good fun and love. But I think if my memory serves me right, the way I found out about it was like literally the next day, and in practice or I don't know, a pregame or something, we were watching the film and we watched the whole thing unfold, and we're like, oh
You
my
saw the camera go
God.
sideways.
Yeah, it was
and
one
the
of
crowd's
those.
going wild.
We're like, oh man, this guy doesn't have ESPN, cameraman in his future.
No, I think
No.
JR got caught up in the moment.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he just became a spectator.
Right, yeah.
Or he
exactly.
saw a
Went from
pretty girl
cameraman to
coming in from
spectator.
Avon to watch the game.
Oops, whoa, and the camera goes sideways.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is your mission of the scholarship fund?
Yeah, so as I kind of went into, the thing is with the day of the golf tournament, and I'll speak to last year, like, it was a wonderful time. Like, while it's, a sad thing that happened, and, we want to honor his memory, that's part of the mission. But JR loved to have fun. Like, he was just a fun-loving guy. He liked to have a good time. Like, I think he'd want us to get together and just celebrate him and celebrate, each other, and, kind of felt like a reunion, getting us all back together, because it is a lot of Farmington population that shows up that day. So there's obviously other people, and we encourage other people from other communities to come out and join us that day. But that's kind of also the mission of that day. But we're also just, like I was saying, raising money for his two sons' education. and to give out these grants and scholarships that we're trying to give to the open choice students at FHS.
So the event is at Tungus Country Club.
Yeah.
Where is that located?
That's in Farmington. It's so if you get off exit 39 on 84, you just head straight, and it's past Farmington Country Club on your right. It's right off Route 4 in Farmington.
It's a beautiful golf course.
And it's a huge course,
Huge.
45 holes.
What
Yeah.
led to the decision on that course?
So part of the reason I thought this idea would work is just because JR was, again, like just a very respected guy, loved guy, got involved in a lot of different things in the community, had a lot of different interests, so I figured, Tungus is the perfect place. It's in Farmington, number one. We can keep it local. Number two, they got plenty of room for, if a ton of people show up, like, they can handle it, you know what I mean? And in fact, right before we started the tournament last year, they asked, well, are you guys only going to need 18 holes? And, we only needed 18 last year, but my goal, like, going forward is hopefully we'll get it on another 9 or 18 or something. So that was part of the choice, and they have a great staff. They worked really well with us last year, and they helped us put on a great tournament.
Shotgun start?
Shotgun start, yeah. I believe this year we're doing it at noon. Check our website though.
So that's when you
verify
take the
that.
beer and you put a hole in it, and you hit the beer and you put in your mouth.
Yeah, and another story from last year's tournament was I was giving a speech right as dinner was winding down, and there's all kinds of people at the bar, like reminiscing and having a good time, and like I gotta be honest, I don't think many people heard what the heck I was saying because they were having too much fun over the side, and it was funny because some people were like, oh, I really wanted to hear what you had to say and everything, I couldn't hear you, whatever. I'm like, you know what? People came out to have a good time today, and to the best way to honor his memory is just to
Laugh,
have a good
fun.
time, have a few drinks, and enjoy.
Was it recorded or wasn't recorded?
No, you know what we did actually? I did post part of my speech onto our social media. I think I did it maybe in January.
It might not be a bad idea to get somebody who might want to volunteer to actually videotape the whole event. Maybe the
Something we
speeches
considered
you were
last year.
playing.
We may do it this year, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we could come up with somebody for you that might be interested in doing that as well. That we have some resources in that category.
That would be excellent, yeah.
I'll have to look into that for you. As far as
Just make sure you're pointing on the right side of the court,
For what? Whoa.
They're at the bar.
Exactly.
What kind of tequila is that?
Exactly. Let's see. What is your mission statement? How many scholarships are you planning on awarding? We talked about that already. I've been asking questions over here. Who's eligible and how do you apply?
Yeah, great question. So as I said, it is for open choice students coming in from Hartford to Farmington High School. So if you're a graduating senior this year, my best recommendation would be to contact the guidance office, talk to your guidance counselor, ask about the John T. Reeves Memorial Scholarship. That's that they can apply for. So
Does the school make any recommendations to you guys?
yeah, Dan's
question.
Dan, who's on our board, really communicates very closely with the guidance office. So he's got all the inside. He's doing all that work, that legwork for us. So my best advice is like if for parents or students that may be listening, just get in touch with your guidance counselor, ask about the scholarship fund, and they can give you all the information and
It's
the
nice that
application
you guys
process.
work hand in hand with the school. on that,
Absolutely,
so,
yeah. They're an integral part of this whole process too. Yeah, and
Absolutely.
Dan is a guidance counselor himself, so that's perfect. He knows, he kind of knows. I mean, that's his livelihood, so he
If
knows
you're-
all about it.
If you're a local business out there in the Farmington, West Hartford area, and you want to be a part of this special organization, who do they make contact
What
with?
about the rival town? Are they allowed to?
The
Avon?
rival
Yeah, if you're from Avon, we'll overlook that.
Avon,
Small
Farmington,
detail.
It's
Bristol.
just,
Hartford.
as long as you pay, you're fine.
But if a local business, you got the
Yeah.
Black Square, you got all these different.
And it's
people
not
in the
even just
neighborhood.
local. I mean, we had a few places in Mystic. Throw some tickets to I know the Mystic Aquarium got involved.
Oh, that's very
Sift
cool.
Bakery Shop in Mystic. So it's not just Farmington or Avon. It's
It could be any
It's-
town,
yeah,
any place.
yeah.
So if you're a business out there that wants to be involved, very important to not only share this information with your friends, family, people you know, other restaurant owners, other establishments. Where do they go to get in touch with you? And let's say it really slowly, please, so everybody can
Sure.
hear.
Well, if you're looking to contact us to get more information, if you want to contact us by email, our email is reevesmemorialfund@gmail.com.
Reeves.
I was planning on it. R-E.
Jonathan should be posting it on the
Yeah,
screen, but
I'll read it one time. It's REAVES memorialfund@gmail.com.
Excellent.
And then if you want more information on the golf tournament, or if you actually want to, I mean, we have plenty of people that just make donations, really at any time to our organization, you can do that. You can do that at jrreevesmemorialgolftournament.com. There's a donate button right on the homepage. If you can't find it, email us. We'll show you exactly where it is.
Is there also somewhere where somebody can volunteer their time to like facilitate
Yes.
help with the event, stuff like that?
Yeah, we've had already quite a number of people already sign up to volunteer that day. We definitely need volunteers to run, the different events at different holes. We can talk about that maybe. Setting up our silent auction items, our
silent
raffle. So
If you
yeah,
have
that's where
items-
really.
silent auction items are fantastic because there's another way, gift certificates and those kind of things
Yep.
are great for that. Or if you have something of value, maybe you own a memorabilia shop. Those are great things that could be great to donate for a silent raffle.
We have a lot of sports fans that come that day.
Absolutely,
So,
this
yeah.
is if you're out there, you own a
Golfers
business.
who are sports fans.
Who would've thunk it, right?
Thunk it.
But that would be a great. I mean, if you don't have them already, if you have them, you can't have enough when it comes to donations.
No, you can't. I mean, we'll talk to any business out there who wants to get involved. We appreciate every
So I know
bit
this
of contact we get.
I know this is kind of spontaneous, but remember there was a couple events that we had donated to. Right?
Yes.
So if you wanted to, you could probably donate an appearance on the podcast.
That would be a bad idea. Oh,
Ooh.
if you're out there, that's not a bad idea. Also, if you're out
The
there,
wheels are
we
turning.
could do a raffle tickets to be in the pot. That's a great idea.
So they would either either silent auction or a raffle item,
How you
and
guys
they
could-
win.
Yeah, promote your
And
business.
then they would come on here and talk about their business.
That's a great idea.
I like
or their cause, whatever. Yeah.
That's
do that too.
that we definitely want to have that happen. That's a fantastic. And as we know, that people have been on this podcast, the amount of exposure that people are watching, you've between 5,000 and 10,000 people watching this show daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. So when
And
you're
if you
on-
want to crack that Peru market, this is where you come.
we actually have a huge following in Peru, Argentina, all over the world, which is kind of funny watching. Not just across America and in Connecticut, of course, here, which is pretty wild. You'd be surprised when we find out our
That's very cool.
yeah, YouTube kind of was exploded for us with the amount of people watching this show. So if you're out there, please, if you watch this show, make sure to share this show on your Facebook page so other people can know about the J.R. Reeves fundraiser.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Let's go into a couple more questions I wrote down over here. Who's on the board of directors for this organization, and what are the rules?
So Dan is technically our president. He's kind of the one that really runs the scholarship piece. He communicates with Farmington High. Dan Knobloch.
Dan's a pretty important piece of this puzzle,
He
isn't
is. He is.
Thank you, Dan, for being who you are.
So then myself, I'm the treasurer technically. So I'm kind of a numbers guy, finance guy. So and I also went through the rigmarole of starting the business. Working with the IRS, getting the 501c3,
Well,
so
that's
I
fun.
did that part. Yeah, at least that part's over.
And your wife, Christina,
And my
of
wife,
course.
Christina. Yeah, we're kind of like we kind of did a lot of the legwork for the actual golf tournament, and we're kind of doing that again this year. And Christine Kennedy, who you do know personally.
Yeah, Christine
she's really,
Kennedy, a sweetheart, an amazing woman, amazing friend.
Yep, gotten to know her better the last.
And her
couple
husband,
months.
Sean.
Yep.
very
Sean's
involved.
playing in the tournament this year.
Well, I didn't know Sean plays golf.
He does, I guess. Yeah.
I think that Eric and I might
Everybody
have to join
plays
into
golf.
this golf.
Ooh,
Now,
get in on it.
I
yeah.
would like to get in on it. I'm not very good. I like the swing juice. I need the swing juice to get kind of warmed up, you know?
Yeah.
And then we kind of hope not to lose
I've
too many
never heard the
balls.
term swing juice before.
Me neither, man. We'll talk off
That's
there.
a little bit of drinking before we play.
Oh, all right. That's very necessary.
That's why they have a beverage card.
That's exactly.
Another good story I have too is,
Yes.
do you guys remember those drinks back in the day that then became like off the market because they were dangerous? Four Locos. Do you guys remember those?
I
drinks?
remember hearing of Four Locos, yes.
So one time I was playing with JR and Dan was there and another buddy. I had no idea what Four Loco was. This is maybe probably 10 plus years ago. But I remember on the first hole I started drinking one of these. One of my buddies gave it to me, and by the end of the first hole, I had finished this thing. It's this tall, and I had no idea how much alcohol was in this thing, and that led to a very zany round of golf with JR and our buddies. But yeah, probably best they took that off the market.
So
That
if you
was
have
a
any Four
crazy whack
Locos,
to
bring
drink.
it to the game.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. It'll match our theme of that evening of a lot of drinking and not listening to me during the speech.
But they can watch on the replay. We have to videotape this whole
Exactly.
thing.
That's why we need that camera person.
We're gonna get somebody for you.
Yes.
Do you have any special events at the holes? Do you have any special
Yeah.
events that are happening each hole?
So thanks to Aaron Stepka, if you're watching his
Aaron, I'm sorry.
Aaron Stepka. Yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, he's another class of 2000 alum. He came out last year with a couple of his guys from his company, Drink Mechanics. They set up a little station where you can sample different. They make like these mixed cocktails they put together, and they're
Wow.
really delicious. So you can get a sample of that on one of our holes. And
So tell us a little more about Aaron for a second, because that sounds exciting, just if you don't mind.
yeah,
He's Drink Mechanics.
yeah, he's one of the founders of the company. And
Wow.
He's coming back this year. He'll be on one of the holes and giving out free samples. And then they had like a little contest. Some guys elected to hit like a golf ball off like one of their cans. Like they'd have the can, the tee, and then the ball.
Wow.
And then they'd have like a little contest with that. So he'll be back this year.
Is that before the drinking starts or after?
Well, it's during the round. They're on one of the holes, so it just depends on. He may show up as your first hole or your 18th hole, so
Hopefully not too
you might be
polluted.
messy if it's your 18th hole. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and then we'll have closest to the pin and long drive. We try to do that, those different contests, and yeah, we'll have some good prizes and silent auction and raffle items should be great this year. We'll have some trips on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's some companies out there that are great. They basically allow you to like auction off items, and they have like a minimum price. And
Right,
we're gonna
of
have a few of
course.
those. We had a few last year. Try to have maybe a few more this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, if you're out there and you want to make a donation, please reach out. Please be a part of this. If you want to play golf, and I have many clients out there who are watching right now who are big, avid golfers. You love to play golf. You want to have some fun. Let's get together. Let's do this. Let's make this event powerful and exciting. Let's have a lot of fun. Let's laugh. Let's have a couple of drinks, and let's play some golf.
Absolutely. And hopefully have a bright sunny day that day.
Hopefully, so let me just, as you mentioned that the weather plays a role.
Yeah.
But no matter what, it's happening that day of the event.
Yeah, I think it would have to be a pretty torrential storm to you'd need to probably see some lightning out there. So last year we had a sunny day. It was a bit windy and a bit brisk towards the end of the round, but it wasn't bad.
We didn't talk about what day it's on.
Yeah, it's on Friday. I believe it's April 28th this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it starts at what?
The last Friday in April. Mark your calendar.
April 28th. Don't forget it. And what time's the game start? For the whole.
So registration's going to start in the morning, and I believe the shotgun start this year. We made it at 12. We'll start dinner, I believe, at 5 o'clock, and
So wait, it starts at 12?
yeah,
That's late, no?
it's about normal.
Is that right?
I think.
I don't
I've
know.
done some other ones that are 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it finished by 5?
We started at 1 last year, and I think we finished more like 6. So we're trying to
That's
do like
impressive.
12 to 5. Yeah, with all the events on the course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slower play than a normal round of golf. Yeah.
I mean, I could see myself dragging a little bit after a handful of drinks and,
Yes.
Dave, move your, you know.
But you'll be on a cart. You don't have to walk the course. So.
That's
No,
right.
The biggest time consumer is looking for a ball.
Right.
Yeah, and when you play a scramble format like we play it,
I
like
like
you don't have
that.
to worry about losing a ball too much. You can just move on.
I like the
know.
scramble format.
Yeah,
It's a lot
that's
It
better.
ball.
loosens up the
Yeah.
golfers like me, not as good.
Yeah.
I think it should be best ball.
It is best ball. Yeah,
Best
oh yeah,
ball,
oh it's
yeah.
best ball for sure.
I
Yeah,
love it.
Best ball. Dave, you're not
yes.
finding it.
Not find the ball. That's why
It's in Avon.
I bring.
Just where you hit that ball, it's in Avon.
that's very doable because Avon is like next door to
I
this
bring
country
12 balls, and my goal when I go to play golf is not to lose more than 12. And that sounds horrible, but
and
that's
then
about.
you have to borrow balls by the 16th hole.
What happens?
So-
I've been there.
I'm in the woods usually looking for my ball. I find 2 other balls. I get ahead of the game. So let's see. We got the scholarship. We
Yep.
got a golf tournament. We got a fundraiser.
Yep.
We talked about how you can donate. Make sure to know where to go, what website it is. You have Facebook.
Yep,
to donate.
we're on
Inst-
Instagram.
Now, what's the Instagram handle?
Oh boy, sorry man, put me on the spot.
I'm sorry. Okay, we can look it up afterwards.
Yeah,
We'll make sure
yeah.
everybody-
We'll put it on our socials and yours.
I'm gonna
as
guess
well.
it's gonna have somewhere if they go to your personal Instagram page. We have anything on there from your page? On your Instagram page? It's Christine. Where are
Yeah,
you?
Christina. I mean Christina.
Christine, I'm
The-
sorry.
The ladies are always
Christina,
better
I
at the socials.
apologize.
Yeah.
Where can one donate again? It's go right to the website.
JRE's MemorialGolfTournament.com. I can answer that one.
All right.
It's right on the homepage, guys.
And where do you need? Okay, what help do you need from the community to put this event together?
So
That's my last question.
yeah, that's a great question.
Let's go Farmington.
You know, if you own a business, it's a great way to make a donation. We're a 501c3, you can write it off, just so you know. Whether it's a gift card to your restaurant or it's, we have different levels of sponsorship you can sign up for. We have like a sponsorship package where if you have a team that you want to play that day, that's
Yeah.
like say from your company or we have a package where you can all play golf. You can get all kinds of different extra items and stuff like that. It's all on the webpage
Very cool.
where you can register for the tournament. You can register online, by the way, too. Like that's all there as well. So we have different sponsorship packages.
And then, by the way, when you're playing golf, it also includes food.
Yeah, we have lunch and dinner.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's all. If you play golf that day, it's $175.
Yes.
For your round, for the cart, for the lunch, for the dinner. We'll actually have some coffee and bagels, I believe, in the morning
Right.
as well. So you probably won't even need to eat anything else
Right,
that day.
right.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
J.R. Reeves Memorial Fund, I found it on Instagram.
Nice job
Perfect.
there, Eric. So J.R. Reeves Memorial Fund on Instagram.
Yep.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
J.R. Reeves Memorial Fund on Instagram, on Facebook. Let's support this organization. Let's make a lot of money for this beautiful fundraiser. Let's make Mark over here look like a rock star and help support and make this thing happen. Mark, you were awesome.
Thank
It
you
was
so
great
much.
to have you
And
on the
before we
show.
go,
Yes.
just shout out to everybody that's involved in putting on this tournament and everybody who's donated in the past and gotten involved. We raised over $21,000 last year.
Wow.
So big ups. We had 114 golfers last year. Let's
Wow.
do even better this year.
Let's
know?
break a record.
Yeah, but thanks to all that got
21,114.
involved.
We need to break 21,114 players.
That'd be great.
I think we can make
I'd
that
love to do
happen.
that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we go to the next part of our show. We give out a free tumbler to
Yeah.
people who are listening. So
There
if
it
you're
is.
out there and you want a free tumbler, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everybody out there, please go on our websites, go on our pages, hit the subscribe, and then tell us you want to go get involved in this tumbler free giveaway. If you do that, we'll make sure that you're on the spinning wheel, that Jonathan back there is going to make sure happen. And Jonathan, by the way, has anybody been talking through the show? I have questions. Let's do that first, maybe before you hit that wheel. People have questions out there? Please, I'm sorry. If everybody's out there listening, we're talking so much, you get a chance to ask you those questions. What do we have for questions out
His
there?
microphone's not plugged in. Hold on a second.
All
It was
right,
buzzing. Christina was just sending stuff in the comment section.
I believe it.
beautiful.
Thanks,
Um,
Christina.
Thank you,
All right,
Christina.
let's spin that wheel, shall we?
All right. Hope Christina was happy with the show.
Hope
She
so.
was. She was
If
just.
not, I'll
giving,
hear about it.
She was just giving supplemental information. Anyways, let's spin the wheel for our winner.
Let's get a new winner over here this week.
New winner. New winner. New
It
winner.
has
New
to be
winner.
the winner.
Yeah, should be. Ranish Murdoch from Instagram.
Ranish Murdoch.
Ranish Murdoch from Instagram.
All right, Ranish, make sure to reach out to us. Please get in touch with us so we can get you a free tumbler giveaway, a gift for you for watching, be part of our show. Everybody out there, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Sorry we were a little late to start. Mark, thank you so much. You did
Thanks
an
for
amazing
having me,
job. Absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, fellas.
Really appreciate you having Eric, myself, and Mark. Loves being here. Love being a part of your lives this week. Please stay tuned to next week. We have amazing shows coming up. And if you are a local business and want to come on the show, love to have you. Please reach out. We will talk with you guys soon. Have a great week, everybody.